Hi there. So it's David here. In St. Catharines. I'm about 10 miles from the border of Niagara-on-the-Lake, and it's day 4. It's in the morning. So I've gone, I wanted to be there in 3 days, but the problem was, being the weekend, there were no vacancies in Niagara-on-the-Lake. It's a very popular spot to stay for the night, and the last thing I wanted to do was sleep outside. So the compromise was to stay in St. Catharines, and then in the morning time do the rest of the trip out to Niagara. I'm going to meet my wife for lunch and go to a restaurant and have something to eat. The trip has been a lot more painful than what I would have liked. It's now my thighs are fine. My calves were really hurting yesterday. They've pretty much recovered now, and the pain is left to my feet. Like especially this ankle here is really sore. It was actually swollen last night, and it just seems like, for Vibrans, they've held out really well, but the reality is they're not magic shoes. They're not going to make you run faster. They're not going to make you go further. They're about getting your feet in touch again with the earth. And because we in the West are so used to wearing padded shoes, that when our feet get into contact with the earth again, it actually can be a painful experience, especially on a long distance trip that I've just done. So that is something to be taken into consideration. Yes, you can run a marathon in them, and what are the other possibilities with the Vibrans? I don't know, but it's the closest thing to being barefoot. So if you step on a sharp stone, you feel that sharp stone, and after going 20-30 miles in them, and your feet are already aching, and the bottom of your soles are not, because they're not used to walking on hard ground, feel like hamburger meat, and then you step on a sharp stone. That is just it's like the pain is magnified. And so that has been a real challenge. Yesterday I was able to run part of the way and walk the other part, but by the time I got here, by around 5 o'clock last night, wow, I was just like, just wanted to lie down. So other than that, I feel good, and I'm really glad I did this. So I've only got 4 peaches to eat this morning for breakfast. It's definitely not enough. I know there's a grocery store around here somewhere, but it won't be open till probably 9 or 10, and I don't want to wait that long, so I think I'll just head out, take my chances. There should be something along the way where I can grab something to eat. Yesterday, I came across a lot of fruit stands, and also plenty of fruit farms. I could have just walked into a field and picked my own fruit, but it's somebody else's property, so if I was desperate enough, I would have done that, but I just bought the fruit at the fruit stands. And so I was able to keep going. The dates, I'm telling you, were indispensable, because that's concentrated calories, and you're able, you can pack it, and it's, even though it's heavy, because it's not as heavy if you had like 20 bananas on your back. So, the 80-10-10, and this is without eating any overt fats, energy-wise has not been a problem. And I'm running low on battery juice here, and for some reason my recharger is not working right, so I wasn't able to recharge it last night. So I got to limit myself to what I'm going to be able to say here. But so when I get home, I'm going to talk more about 80-10-10, the pros and the cons. It is like athletically, for athletic pursuits, it's actually a really good diet. But how practical is it for someone, could you raise your whole family on this diet? The economics behind it. Could our forefathers, before the days of global transportation, be able to live on a diet like this in a cold climate? There's all these, questions. And short term, it seems to be really, really good. What is it like long term? What evidence is there to say that this diet is good for 20, 30, 40, 50 years? So yeah, and if this diet is not completely practical for everybody, then is there a healthy way to eat that is practical for everybody? No matter what your financial status is. Again, I love eating this way, but I realize there are issues, and I also realize, watching other people have done the 30-day challenge, having a really difficult time with it, and some people not being able to do it at all. I've tried numerous times, and so these are interesting problems that I'm not closing my eyes to. I'm not an idealist about this, but for me, 80-10-10, eating mostly fruit, and this is what I've done, especially on this trip, is just eating a lot of fruit, making sure I'm getting the calories I need, has enabled me to just keep on going regardless of the pain. So I'll talk more about that in future videos. In the meantime, have a great day, and if I have enough tape left or memory left here, I will contact you at Niagara-on-the-Lake. Ciao.